Hey, so I'm here to do a general love reading, and this will be for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. As always, these readings are general. They're for the collective. So if anything here doesn't resonate for you, I just want you to leave it for another Aries who really needs to hear the message. And remember that there is no gender in tarot. I always pull two separate energies in these spreads. The first I will call your energy. The second should be the person on your mind. If they fit better in the opposite, though, just go ahead and flip sides. Same goes for cross watchers. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you need to book a private personal reading or any other services, they're all listed in the description box below, as well as the pinned section of the comments. And of course, for Aries season, all Aries sun signs get 25% off. And if it's your birthday this week, happy birthday. Okay. So we will start in the current energy for you and your person, and then we'll see what's going to happen over the next couple of days. And guys, if you didn't catch your full moon in Libra video, definitely check those out. They were pretty profound. They're spiritual readings. They're right on the homepage. I also did upload an overview of the month of April, and that includes everything. Love, career, spirituality, and random additional messages. Anyway, can I have the overall energy for Aries and love, please? Also, if you find that sometimes these love readings aren't resonating, like this just isn't your story, that's okay. For me, like, I can watch either Cancer videos or Leo videos in the love department because I'm a Cancer moon and a Leo Venus. So like those two placements are, you know, the most important, like your moon and your Venus. So definitely be checking those out when it comes to, you know, romance and emotions. Okay. So the overall energy is let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay. Okay. Overall energy is the Tower. Aries, Scorpio. You may have the Hermit, Virgo energy. The Nine of Wands. Five of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. The Devil, Capricorn energy. The Star, Aquarius energy. The Ten of Swords. The Five of Wands. The Three of Swords. Page of Swords. So things are pretty chaotic right now, huh? Sudden changes, things that were just unexpected, shifting in out of nowhere. So I feel like we're in this energy of lack or just feeling left out. I feel like there's a, you know, whatever the situation is, it left you sort of wounded or in a position where you had to just figure out a way. With the Hermit, it's sort of like it's right after the tower. And I feel like, maybe this tower was kind of unexpected, but you're looking back at it like, I should have seen this coming. I've been there and done this before. And so it's almost like taking accountability for whatever this chaos is that's creating lack, or some type of loss, or some type of change that's just very hard here. Because we feel like we have less than others. We feel like we need to hold on to everything we have here. It could be a financial issue too. I feel like in the past, you've given a lot of energy and had a lot of faith in toxic situations, like situations where you knew it was toxic, but you just maybe always had hope that things would change. And so it's like perhaps the tower is here not in a way that it is utter chaos or even that it is really shock. It's maybe that sudden epiphany. And it could be the type of epiphany where it's like every time that I offer genuine care to someone, they're toxic. And I'm left in this optimism that ultimately leads to my betrayal. And I say betrayal because I have the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords here. And in the middle is this Five of Wands. There's just a bunch of betrayal, heartbreak. And in between those moments, there's a bunch of chaos and drama. And I do have 2 fives here. So it's like recognizing where you need to make changes. That, because the Hermit is here, which is all about self-reflection. That perhaps there are some wounds or some traumas that need to be healed. That your position here with this Five of Pentacles is almost like self-imposed. You could have a deep abandonment issue with the Five of Pentacles and the Devil. And of course, this puts you into perhaps codependent relationships. You see, you're learning here. I'm not telling you anything new. You are actively looking into this. Maybe you're starting to recognize that you're a very codependent person. And this is why you keep pulling people that are either likewise codependent, which can come off obsessive and toxic, or the opposite, emotionally avoidant. And that one would be very bad for your triggers, right? Because they avoid emotions. So whenever there's conflict, they're going to avoid you, which is going to trigger an abandonment issue. And it's all part of this codependent nature, but I feel like you're either looking up codependency or you've gotten perhaps to that stage of the relationship where you start looking up, narcissistic personality disorder, checking a couple of boxes, maybe not all of them, but a few of them. But mostly I feel like you have had to go through these experiences each time kind of alone. Perhaps you're the type of person where when you get into a romantic relationship, you focus so much of your time and energy into that relationship that you let your other relationships in life fall to the wayside. Because there's a lot of isolation here. No support. And the overall, advice is to let your friends help you. Well, the overall energy, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. I don't think you do that. And maybe there's even a part of you that knows that if you did do that, there's kind of no going back after that. If I go to somebody and I tell them the things that I've been through, especially if it's with like my most recent ex, I can't go back. I mean, I could go back. But there's kind of then somebody standing there that was like, well, I gave you the advice, so like, or perhaps if you were to tell that story and somebody agreed with you that this person was bad for you, it would click and it would make it harder to go back. So I feel like you do most of this suffering in silence. You don't have to, It also could be sort of a situation where you think maybe people don't care about your problems, or they would just tell you you're stupid or something. Maybe when you think, because codependent relationships can make you feel stupid afterwards. You know, it's like you're so addicted to and obsessed with somebody that you would do things that don't necessarily reflect your value in that relationship. You know, if somebody cheats on you once, you know, they're a cheater. But if somebody cheats on you 31 times, well, you're in a polygamous relationship. You've allowed cheating all of those extra times, you know? So it's kind of like, you know, maybe feeling like if you were to sit with somebody and try to get some support, that either they're just as toxic as the person that you deal with, so they wouldn't be able to give you the advice that you need, or you just feel like they would think you were stupid. Kind of something like that. You know, it's kind of like not really knowing where to go to get support with this type of situation. And this is not from spirit or something. This is my actual advice. But if I got to a point where I didn't know where to take my suffering to, I think that would be the day that I decided therapy was for me. I understand that not everybody can afford that. Tarot is a type of therapy, but like, you know, sometimes these are like deep childhood traumas, and you sometimes need help to work out of these, you know. It's not always something that you should do on your own. So perhaps that, you know, this is saying it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, hey, I have a problem here, because, you know, you can be addicted to people. You can be addicted to love. Just that constant, never-ending search for love. And, you know, I've been this. And I've been in relationships that I could have got a master's degree in the length of time that I was in it, and I got nothing out of it, you know? And I should have went for the master's degree. You see what I'm saying? Like, that was the life lesson of that. So the reality is that if you have this addictive personality and you can be addicted to love or to a person, you will chase it. But deep down, it's really a spot that you need to be filling yourself. And then, you know, I used to think, how do people not love themselves? Once I started loving myself, and I had to think back. And I feel that there was actually a time period where I thought that I was loving myself. And I thought loving myself was hot baths and giving myself a manicure and a pedicure, and it wasn't. The truth was, loving myself was taking every ounce of the devotion that I had and the energy that I had to put into a constant fighting match, constant anxiety, high stress relationship, and just pour all of that energy into myself. Like, why would I fight so hard for somebody else's love when I could just give that to me? It's like everything that you're trying to give another person that they're not really accepting, you need to be giving that to yourself. So if you feel like this is the situation and you can't afford therapy, maybe sit down and write out the ways that you attempted to show this person your devotion and your love and how you would never leave them, and then do it for you. The same way that you become toxically obsessed with someone else, you need to become a little obsessed with self. And not in this isolating, I'm just not going to talk about my problems. I'm talking about like giving that energy to yourself, fiercely defending yourself, constantly fighting for yourself, always standing up for yourself, and proving to yourself how much you can love somebody. Because this is very, very much I want to be loved so bad, but every time that I get with anybody, I just get the same toxic energy and I just get left in the dust. That's the energy here. But it's not, you know, I'm not telling you something you don't know. You are learning this about yourself. But perhaps you need to seek more help, you know? And there's obviously nothing wrong with that. So for the person on your mind, their overall energy is the Six of Swords, Five of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Chariot, Cancer energy, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Three of Cups, the Magician, the Well. Excuse me. Now, what's interesting here is that this person seems open, whoever it is on this side, open about dealing with two people. And I say open. They're telling the truth about it. And lo and behold, there's three energies here. You know, I feel at some point that they tried to move forward from a specific situation, but it was just too devastating for them. Like they just had a lot of regrets and a lot of issues. Or maybe they're trying to move this situation forward. That could be it. Because they have regrets. They're sorry, you know? Maybe that's what's going on here, is like this person's coming around and they are telling the truth about a third party and trying to correct things here. My issue with it, though, is like we have the Ace of Swords and the Three of Cups. So it's like, you know, they're telling the truth about this. Probably, you know, sometimes it's a situation where there's no reason to not tell that truth because you already know. You might have did some snooping there. The issue here for me is where it's almost like this person is smoke and mirrors. Perhaps it's like you will think that this person is giving you this truth and that they're going to leave this third party alone, but it's not really part of the plan. Because, you know, the Well is like creating, you know, and the Magician is creation, but in a smoke and mirror kind of way. It's the Magician, you know, it's all magic. It's an illusion. So it's almost like yeah, I feel someone at one point in time did try to move away from one of these two energies, but they couldn't handle it, and therefore they started juggling. And they're attempting to say that they're moving on from this lifestyle, I feel, you know, like they're being honest here. Yes, this went down. We're just friends now, something like that, you know. But it's very much like pulling the wool over your eyes. And I feel like the illusion that they're trying to sell you is that you're coming out of this chaos with them. You know, I feel like they are the cause of this sudden change, upheaval. And then they come back around and they offer to move things to a more peaceful place with the Six of Swords and the Chariot. And so to get back in, they got to drop some kind of truth to you. So they're kind of just giving you the truth that you already know about, but making it seem like they're moving on from this person. The problem for me, though, is that these two cards are at the end of it. So it's like, yes, they're honest when it comes to the things that they know you know, but they're not honest overall. I don't know, I would be careful about anyone who seems really close to this person where they spend a lot of time with them and they claim this as a friend, especially if you are jealous over this person. Like, always trust your gut instinct with that. Because I feel like you've been snooping around and you already know the answer to this, so they're not going to lie about that. They're just going to say it because they're already caught up. But I don't think they're going to give the full truth about where this is going. By the way, also, I am stating that there are still 3 very present people. They're all together. So, you know, that is what it is. All right, what's coming up for Aries that they don't see? Because they might be telling you that, you know, this is just their friend. This is the person that they go to for emotional support, you know, or, oh, it's just somebody I help out. It's just my friend. Or, you know what I mean? And you were already jealous. All right, in the most likely outcome, we have the 8 of Wands as the overall. Knight of Swords. King of Wands. Justice, Libra energy. Death, Scorpio energy. The Hangman, Pisces energy. 10 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles. Strength, Leo energy. The 9 of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. Definitely this person is trying to fix things here, because I have, you know, it's like this fast communication. It's like this person just comes rushing in to fix things here. It's like, I don't know, I feel like you get it. I feel like you have actually learned here. You know, I feel like the part of you that was stuck on the commitment to this person it's dead. I feel like you found, you know, it's like you've already balanced this out. You already know the truth. This person couldn't make things right if they wanted to. For you, this is really over. I feel like a long time they were able, you know, this well energy, what was the dream? What was the fantasy? Commitment. Like high levels of commitment. But it's almost like the lesson that you took here was karma. That you will reap what you sow. That if you choose to be in cycles with toxic people, then that's what you'll have. It's like you've really learned something, and this lesson was more about yourself and your own part in these toxic relationships. I feel like you're just, it's like you've really worked through these fears. I feel like somebody actually abandoned you. They took off with someone else, and you sat with that and you healed. And now you look at this, you know, person almost as like just a waste of time, a wasted investment. It's really interesting. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Hierophant, the Sun, Leo energy, Taurus energy, the Page of Cups, and Temperance with the Moon. Sagittarius and Pisces energy. I feel like you're fully awake. We have the sun and the moon. It's like you figured out your dark and your light. Maybe you are pouring love into yourself. Here I was giving you the spiel. Or maybe the advice is that you need to. Maybe that's why that spiel came out of my mouth. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I feel like pouring all the energy that you poured into a toxic relationship into self. Offer yourself the love. Find some inner peace. Balance your dark and light. Get in touch with God, Source, the divine. Whoever that is for you. There's still some healing that needs to take place. I feel like you've only skimmed the surface here. But I feel like you're on the right path. Now, where it's interesting for me is that in the current, it does seem that you and this person are talking and you're getting together. Despite the fact, despite the fact that you've had to do it. But in the week ahead, I feel like it's going to get exposed that this person is pretty much only honest in situations when they're caught. Because I feel like they're going to be caught. The sun and the moon. And you're supposed to see it this way. Like, this is... Basically, you didn't start looking into the situation and seeking answers. To get back in it. You get what I'm saying? Like, the truth is, Aries, sometimes the people that we think we love are not our people. Like, that is not the person that we are supposed to be with for life. And if we continue to go in the cycle, it just gets worse and worse and worse every time. It's the same shit on a different day. And I feel like this might be your last go. Right in the current, this person is still able to sort of come in, and shake things up a bit. But I feel like the advice here is to, invest all that time and energy into yourself. But also to not forgive what you keep seeing. Because this is something that you know. This truth is out. That's why they're willing to give it to you. But in the current, they are still juggling you, which means that you are still dealing with them here. It's like you started skimming the surface of figuring this out. And I feel like this is one of those situations where someone gaslit you into believing perhaps that you were the problem. And so what you looked into is how to work on yourself. And you didn't look into the fact that you could be dealing with somebody who just isn't for you. They just don't have the same moral compass as you. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like this person made you look within and they don't look within. It's sort of like they want to be in a position to not lose either person. And you already know this truth. That's why that Page of Swords is there. The divine already gave you this download. He already gave you these messages when you were sitting alone, when you were connecting with Source, and when you were trying to heal. There were parts in that time where it was like, well, maybe you're only 50% of the problem, right? But since you seem to not catch the lesson and you keep coming back, because in the current you're coming back, you about to find out, boo. It's like giving this person one more chance is just one more wand to carry. I feel like what's missing here in this reading is the 10 of Wands. That's what I'm missing. I have the 8 and the 9. We have a win-win outcome as forecast. Excuse me. You know, I feel like whatever you find out in the week or the next couple of days or the week ahead, it's okay. It's almost like before you got back in this another time, you told yourself you wouldn't attach emotionally. That you would approach this from a practical point of view and allow this person the chance. And when this thing gets exposed, it's all on them. No matter what, you win, because this time they can't play you off of your insecurity or fear because you already took time to deal with that. And so no matter what happens here, you still win because you don't have an expectation. You know that this person sells people dreams. Okay, we have growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. That's where your win is. In clearing, make room for growth. You know, I feel like you got in line for this roller coaster for the last time. And it's all going to come out this week. But it's okay, because the reason that you and this person don't vibe anymore is because of this growth. You know, when you ascend, you kind of get off that same crazy train that everybody else is on. And because you're awake now, you're going to start winning. But first, I feel like you do need to take more time with spirituality. Figuring out your dark and your light and how to balance them. Because understand, I have the sun, the moon, the Hierophant, temperance. The peace that you're seeking is within. It's not in a partner. And as soon as you figure that out, boom. By the way, guys, it is full moon in Libra. No better time than now. So I feel like this period of time under this full moon, that's when things are going to get exposed. Maybe in the current moment, everything seems okay between you and this person because they gave you a truth. But moving forward, you're going to have a different perspective. You're going to be seeing things a different way. And the minute that you walk away or choose to leave and respect yourself first, boom, justice. The Hierophant, the sun, the moon, temperance, Page of Cups. It's time to take all that energy that you just invest so deeply into someone else that you stop investing in yourself, that you stop investing in other relationships in your life. You need all of that energy. Just call it back to yourself and stop giving it to people like this. Just sit with yourself, babe. That's how you're going to tap into this dude, right? All right, guys, that's what I have for you, and I'll see you soon.